Okay, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Glad everybody could be here. Hey, Jan.
Hey,
Jan from New
Steve.
York
Hey,
City
everybody.
is here. And what we're going to talk about today, more or less, is we're going to talk about ways that you could actually save a little better than $1,000 going to the grocery store in 1 year.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
you know, I we were just talking before we came on. And it just so happens certain things in your grocery list that if you completely cut it out and don't buy it will save you a tremendous amount of money. So,
Incredibly so. I mean,
right.
like, really.
Yeah. So, if you have anything, that you might
Yes.
want. Okay.
Well, you know what, Steve? This is just something that I have noticed that a lot of times, many of us forget to think of things in terms of yearly saving. Many times we focus on that moment, the moment of now, this week, and then we'll just like put next week somewhere off into this mystical future. But the truth be told, we are creatures of habit. And many times, Steve, because we are creatures of habit, we end up making the same purchase again and again and again, whether or not it's even needed. Not just the want, like, I mean, not just a need, but like wants, always caving into wants. Steve, what are one of the most frivolous items that people can pick up at the grocery store and they don't even realize they are losing a ton of money? I know
Well,
that
it's
you have that beautiful picture here too.
well, yes. Let me scroll down to it because I
Yeah.
actually do have a picture of it. One of the things that people tend to spend and go out of their way to buy pretty much each time you go to the store is soda. I myself, little quick story, um, in 2004, March 29th to be exact, I give up all sodas. I was drinking close to 3 liters of Coke a day at that time.
Oh,
Mind you, soda at that time was lower than what it is now. When I went and did the math, I decided to go over to Publix and do a little mathematical figuring. A six pack of your 16.9 ounce plastic bottles of soda, Coke, is 7.49. Now, keep in mind, that's not even going to last you a week. You're going to be 1 day short.
that's right.
So, if you think about something, though, when it comes to that, um, it's quite a bit of money. The way that I remember figuring that, I mean, it was quite a bit. So 7.49. So that's about $389.48. You might as well just round it off and make it 390 that you could be putting back in your pocket because
Just for
there's other
soda.
just for soda. Now, I myself, the only thing I really drink, and I've done reviews on it on here in the past, if I want something with some bubbles in it, I'll just drink a nice seltzer water. I'm perfectly happy with that. It has a light flavor, it has 0 calories, no sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm just as happy with that Polar brand, Spindrift, Bubbly or Buble, however you pronounce it. There's so many, there's a few different ones, LaCroix. But that is probably one of the biggest things in people's households that they buy is the soda.
Can you imagine, Steve? A lot of people say, I can't pay down my debt. I can't pay my light. They're not, many people are not thinking that just by eliminating one unnecessary, didn't say we don't like the taste of soda. We didn't say it wasn't fun to drink it. Yeah, it is. Is it good for you? No, it's not good
No,
for your health or your wallet. What was that figure again? 300 what, Steve?
$389.48.
That's almost $400. $400. Can you imagine? That's a chunk down on debt. That might be 4 months worth of electricity. We're talking about soda.
Yeah, I know.
So, I
Yeah,
mean, if we could eliminate, or at least reduce.
yeah. Any improvement is better than no improvement at all whatsoever. Another one that people tend to have issues with is, when you go to the store, this is actually a good thing, but do you always have to buy this particular thing? No, you don't. All right, look at the difference between, say, boneless, skinless chicken breast, which is what, 7.49 a pound. So let's do the math there. All right,
My
over
word.
52
Goodness
weeks,
gracious.
that's
So this is a current price as of this time in July of 2023, researched price. You said $7 and what?
I made a little slight mistake. It's 7.29 over
Okay.
the course of 52 weeks. That is $379.08. Now,
Oh,
if
gee.
you go the other route, let's say you still want to buy chicken, but you want to go the lesser expensive route, you could go chicken thighs, or you could go one step further and get my favorite. I like chicken drumsticks.
There you go.
Now, drumsticks usually cost less than the thighs do some of the time.
Right.
Um, because right now, uh, chicken thighs is, I think, 2.49 a pound. So you're saving, you know, what what was it? That's almost $5 right there.
2.49 a pound versus $7.29 a pound.
It's $4.80 difference a pound.
Chicken is chicken. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't enjoy boneless. I do. I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's not delicious. I'm not saying that. But I would treat that as a once a month treat as opposed to every single
every
week.
single. Yeah,
You know what it is, Steve? People have to keep their mind open and more receptive to slight changes. We're not saying drastic changes. We're not saying never buy it. We're saying maybe instead of 4 times a month, do it one time a
one time
month.
a month. Yeah, I mean, me, do I necessarily have to go out and buy brand name chicken? No, not always. I mean,
No,
I can pick up a family pack of chicken drumsticks usually for about $1.49, $1.59 a pound. That's
right?
cheaper than any of it. And with the drumsticks,
Yum.
you can do a chicken and rice with it. Rice is pretty inexpensive,
And
although I
they're
prefer.
convenient to eat, Steve. You don't even have to carve it or anything. You just have it right
No,
then and there.
right. And when it comes to rice, I actually prefer one called Jasmine over the standard rice. I
Oh yeah,
like
I
it a
like
little
that
better.
too. Jasmine's good. I like
But
that.
$1.49, you buy a small, a family pack of chicken. You get about, I don't know, 12 in a pack. You
Oh,
might pay $8 or $9 for it, $7. You're already saving there. Look at the difference between 7.29 versus, $1.49. What is that? 5.80 there. So
excuse me. That is a huge saving, Steve.
it is a huge savings. And one of the things I like to make with chicken drumsticks, you can do it with thighs as well, but I was taught with the drumstick, is chicken adobo. And all that is garlic, onions, sauteed in your skillet with a little olive oil.
Yum.
Mushrooms are optional. And then you just and then you just take the chicken drumsticks once they're done and you put it in with the mixture and you put soy sauce on it and roll the soy sauce, in with the mixture. But you want to keep adding soy sauce until you see the chicken change color. And it's really good and it's not that expensive. I
No,
mean,
and easy to cook. And the other thing, Steve, I believe that because I did so many videos, almost over 1900. I'm almost certain that I created a video indicating how to make like your own shaky bakey type of coating
right.
at home, cheap. You can make it on the cheap. Make a batch of it, have it. You don't have to keep spending. individual boxes of the shaky bakey type thing. You can make your own shaky bakey with the drumsticks or the thighs. Yum.
Well, all you got to do is that's primarily nothing more than stale bread. You could just take that and break it up,
Well, that's
and
another version. This one is basically just like a rub, like including paprika, garlic powder, garlic salt, onion, and something else. I forgot what the exact thing
yeah,
was. I have it on the
yeah,
recipe. And just
yeah.
shake it up in the bag. Just wet up the chicken, shake, toss in your oven. No effort. But I like your idea too with the breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs is another
Oh yeah,
wonderful coating. You have
yeah, and
options.
right, and go one step further. All of the spices that you mentioned, but you might as well throw in a little Italian seasoning in with it, just to give it a little more. You know, I mean, please, whenever I put Italian seasoning or basil or parsley or oregano, I put that even when I make my scrambled eggs in the morning. I put a little of Italian seasoning in my batter. Absolutely. I put a little Parmesan cheese, a little bit of milk. I mean, I just go hog wild, but they're so good and so fluffy and light. But
Yum.
no, but
And go ahead.
yeah, yeah, go one step further, But again, is there really any set seasonings that you can use when you go to create your own shake and bake, so to speak? No. And
Yeah.
I mean, I would want to use something that would work with, say, chicken or whatever you're trying to do shake and bake with. It could be some type of a meat. If you wanted to do breaded pork chops,
Right.
you know.
Here's the thing, Steve. Out of everything we just discussed, and it's always in saving a bunch of money already, you're like on the well halfway to the 1,000 something list.
Hmm.
Does anything sound like a deprivation here? No. We mentioned tasty options. There's nothing deprivation here at all whatsoever.
Hmm. Like here's another one that um, I did a little bit of math in my head. Everybody likes potato chips, corn chips, cheese puffs, your snacks. But for example, I bought, and to me, they're just as good as cheese doodles as far as taste because they're very close, but a little difference in price. I bought a family pack bag of, or family size, I should say, of great value cheese puffs, and it was $3.18. Do you really have to go to the store and buy 3 and 4 bags of chips? No, you could buy 1 or 2. So if you use what I just said, the 318 over the course of a year, that's going to put about $165.36 back in your hand just from one bag of chips.
So
So
just by eliminating the one bag, not saying like if families were getting 2 bags a week for their family, just take away one bag and you'll have saved how much?
165.36. Now, there is a little bit of a answer to this. Now, if you're looking for something that has a little bit of variety to it, um, I think it's Frito Lay. They make one that's got cheese, crunch, the cheese, the Cheetos. That's what I'm trying to say. Cheeto, Dorito is in it, little pretzels. There's one called Sun Chips. This is all wrapped up in one variety. So, what you could do if you're looking for a variety of chips, get that with everything in it. And that right there would take the place of 3 varieties within itself.
Amazing.
So, I myself, okay, so you might pay a tad more to get that one bag, but if you're still eliminating one, maybe 2 bags,
Yeah.
you're still putting the 165 back in your hand.
And making your own big old batch of popcorn has to be way excuse me, way cheaper than the individual bags. So over the
Yeah,
course of time, if you can make them, I think it's cheaper.
yes, if you can buy a bag of popcorn like the way popcorn was popped, say, in the 80s or the 70s or the 60s from a hot air popper, that's your best spread because that way You pop it, you flavor it as you want it. You could put your own butter,
Exactly.
your own seasoning. Um, Not
And it's
only
good
that,
for
a
you.
bag of
Popcorn's good for you.
it is a bag of Jolly Time popcorn for a couple of dollars. If you don't want to go that route, you might be able to pick up store brand as well. I haven't really priced a bag of actual popcorn, not the microwavable, but the kind you do in the hot air popper. Or my parents, as I was growing up, we didn't always have a hot air popper, but one thing they used to do is put oil down below, put the popcorn kernels in with a Dutch oven, put a lid on it, and do it over the stove and move it around like this, and it would pop.
It
And
works.
right, so that's how I grew up on popcorn. I didn't know about the microwavable type Orville Redenbacher and Pop Secret. I didn't learn about those until later on.
So
But
the
when we
bottom line, Steve, is what you're saying is you could choose snacks but save a ton of money.
you can. Yeah, you can. You sure can. But it's just a matter of also when you go to create your shopping list, but you always want one thing about shopping in the store, you always want to make sure that you're fairly current on prices because especially now, one minute it can be $5.99, then it's going to go to $6.29, then it'll go to $6.49. So you got to watch the prices, especially these days. But have a decent ballpark working idea of what prices run, and that'll also help you too.
That's excellent. And that's the beauty part of right now. Years ago, we were so reliant. Oh, when's the flyer going to come out? We weren't able, even just as recently as 25, 30 years ago, there was hardly any such thing as, oh, let me check online for the prices. No,
Oh,
you just like waited for your local sales circular or you picked it up at the market or whatever. Now we can look at flip apps. We can look on our own
yeah,
individually. $7.29 for a pound of boneless chicken is a lot of money.
yeah. Now, if you want to treat yourself once a month, if you want to extend out that chicken, because the chicken breast is usually a little on the thick side, the pieces, you can always
Yes.
cut it. So
Yes.
instead of, four or five, you can create 10 of them. So
Absolutely.
now the price doesn't seem so bad because you get more out of it.
So, Steve, according to those savings that you just went over,
Yeah.
let's recap all those numbers again. You went. One thing was like in the $400 range. Save was that the or you
Right.
combined the two numbers. I think.
Yeah. So
Don't
let's
mind
see.
us. We're just getting our figures together.
It was, yeah, 160. I'm just going to round it. I'm just going to round it off.
Yeah.
So 166. I'll just say 380 on another one. And then what was the other one? 376, I think it was. All right. So right already, just between the three things, we're already at 922.
Was
We're
there a
talking
fourth
about.
item that we went over? I'm trying to remember offhand. Was there a
We'll see.
fourth
We
item?
also talked. Well, let's see. We mentioned the soda, the chicken, um,
The
the
snacks.
chips, right? And let's see. There's got to be one other one. Okay, we did. We talked about the chicken thighs as well. That's probably what took it over the top.
Right. Right.
So if you take
Chicken thighs. Yeah.
right, so let's come back to that. So what did I say? 249. Okay, 120. I'll just say 130. So 922 plus 130. Yeah, I'm coming up with about 1,052.
Right. And okay,
So
so we were close enough. That's over $1,000 in your pocket.
right, right.
Minor
So
changes, nothing earth shattering, no deprivation.
no, and this is each and every one of us that can do this when it comes to shopping. But you gotta, like I said, know your numbers. Um, you
Thank
know,
you. I love that you said that.
You have to know your numbers, and really though, if something that you may buy 3 and 4 of, eliminate 1 and see if you can get by on just 1 without, you know?
Amazing.
You don't have to do it all at once, you can slowly wean yourself away from it and see how you do.
And you're bringing up a good point, Steve. I think a lot of times people overtly shop,
They
overtly
do.
anticipate. Oh, my family needs 3 bags of chips this week. Really?
No,
Probably
you don't.
not. Probably not.
No, there's
So,
other you could get chips. I would like to have me if I'm gonna do any type of snacks, I want a little bit of a variety. I wouldn't mind a bag of chips, the popcorn is a good one.
I was in my
Um,
glory with my pita chips, my homemade ones. Oh
the
my
pita,
gosh.
yeah,
I was in my glory. Fresh,
mhm,
delicious, one pita bread cut like a cross, cut them, tear them up if you want to, little triangles, spray, non-stick spray on top, throw
mhm,
whatever flavor you want, garlic powder, whatever, salt, whatever, throw in your air fryer, 5 minutes, 350, crunchy,
mm,
delicious. So
mhm.
good. And it's only
Alright,
160 calories, by the way, per pita bread.
that's not too bad. That's actually on the low side considering what some of your snacks can be. Alright, so anyway, guys, bottom line, you don't have to do it all at once. If you want to improve your grocery shopping bill, you can do it a little bit at a time. You don't have to do it all at once.
Oh,
And when you start seeing the numbers and you're able to put a little more back in your hand from things that you buy at the grocery store that you could possibly do, less with than what you had, that's an advantage to you.
there you go.
All right. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I want to thank you, Jan, for coming over.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. And, be on the lookout for us, and we will see you back here next time. Bye.